So students, our next topic is thermodynamic derivation of distribution law. Thermodynamic derivation means how will you derive distribution law by using thermodynamics. So coming to its derivation, for the thermodynamic derivation of distribution law, you will have to remember one fact. And what is that? I have written thermodynamic derivation of distribution law is based on the fact that when a solute is dissolved in between two immiscible phases, or I can say solvents, which are in equilibrium with each other, then the chemical potential of the solute must be same in both the phases. What is the meaning of this line? कि जब भी कोई सॉल्यूट दो इमिसिबल फेजेस के बीच में डिसॉल्व होता है जो आपस में इक्विलिब्रियम में हैं, तो जो सॉल्यूट का केमिकल पोटेंशियल है दोनों फेजेस में वो सेम रहता है. ये चीज़ हम यूज़ करेंगे थर्मोडायनेमिक डेरिवेशन ऑफ डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन लॉ के लिए. सो लेट अस consider a solute dissolved in between two immiscible solvents A and B, and if mu A is the chemical potential of solute in solvent A, although I have used here as mu A, UA symbol, but I am pronouncing it as mu A because I was not having mu symbol in this app, so I am using it as mu A. So if mu A and mu B, if mu A is the chemical potential of solute in solvent A and mu B is the chemical potential of solute in solvent B, then at equilibrium the chemical potential of the solute in both the phases will be equal. This thing I told you at the start of the topic. What? कि अगर हम किसी सॉल्यूट को दो इमिसिबल फेजेस के बीच में डिसॉल्व करें जो आपस में इक्विलिब्रियम में है, तो उस सॉल्यूट का दोनों सॉल्वेंट्स में केमिकल पोटेंशियल जो है वो बराबर होगा. सो अगर मैंने कोई दो सॉल्वेंट लिए जिनमें कोई ए और बी, और उनमें कोई सॉल्यूट डाल दिया और सॉल्वेंट ए में केमिकल पोटेंशियल म्यू ए है सॉल्यूट का और बी में म्यू बी है, तो इक्विलिब्रियम पे मैं कह सकता हूँ कि जो दोनों फेजेस में सॉल्यूट का केमिकल पोटेंशियल होगा वो बराबर होगा. सो आई कैन राइट फ्रॉम दिस म्यू ए इज इक्वल टू म्यू बी. बट वी नो दैट द केमिकल पोटेंशियल ऑफ ए सब्सटेंस इज गिवन बाय रिलेशन. दिस रिलेशन यू हैव ऑलरेडी स्टडीड. Mu is equal to mu naught plus RT natural log A, where mu naught is the chemical potential and small a is the activity of the solute in solution. Now you are already familiar with these two terms, chemical potential and activity, but to remind you, I am again telling you the definition. What is chemical potential? Chemical potential is the, I have told you, it is partial molar free energy or chemical potential. This is one and the same thing. So what is chemical potential? Chemical potential is defined as the change in the free energy of a system in which 1 mole of a solute or electrolyte has been added to such a large quantity of the system at constant temperature and pressure so that there is no overall change in the composition. Chemical potential क्या है? वो फ्री एनर्जी का चेंज है जो तब होता है जब हम किसी सब्सटेंस के एक मोल को इतनी ज़्यादा क्वांटिटी ऑफ सिस्टम में डाल देते हैं कि एट कांस्टेंट टेम्परेचर और प्रेशर पे कि उसके ओवरऑल कंपोजिशन में कोई अप्रिशिएबल चेंज नहीं आता है. उसे हम बोलते हैं केमिकल पोटेंशियल. और दूसरी टर्म हमने यूज़ की इधर एक्टिविटी. व्हाट इज एक्टिविटी? आई हैव ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू दैट एक्टिविटी रेफर्स टू द इफेक्टिव कंसंट्रेशन. यू हैव already studied two terms. One is fugacity and another one was activity. So fugacity was the effective pressure, measure of effective pressure, and I had told you that activity is the measure of effective concentration, and fugacity was the measure of escaping tendency of a substance to escape from particular state. And what is activity? Activity is also expressed in terms of fugacity, although activity is effective concentration, measure of effective concentration, but in terms of fugacity, activity is the ratio of the fugacity of a substance in a given state to that in the standard state. So here A is equal to F upon F naught for understanding purposes, although I am not using that here. So this is the meaning of this relationship. So chemical potential is given by mu is equal to mu naught plus RT natural log A. Is it clear? So by using this equation, I can write the chemical potential of the solute in both the solvents. So first is mu A. I can write mu A is equal to mu naught A plus RT natural log AA, and mu B is equal to mu naught B plus RT natural log AB. But at equilibrium, as we know that mu is equal to mu B, therefore we can write mu naught A plus RT natural log AA will be equal to mu naught B plus RT natural log AB, and from here I can write RT natural log AA upon AB. It will be equal to mu naught B minus mu naught A. From this side, I rearranged this equation so that terms of RT are on one side and mu naught terms are on the other side. So I got RT natural log AA upon AB is equal to mu naught B minus mu naught A. And from this equation I can write natural log AA upon AB means natural log of ratio of activity of solute in A solvent to that in B solvent will be equal to mu naught B minus mu naught A upon RT. But now we will use another assumption. As we know that the standard chemical potential for a given solute in a particular state are constant at constant temperature. What I am saying, standard chemical potential, standard means mu naught. So standard chemical potential for a given solute in a particular solvent are constant at constant temperature. You can see I have written this in red, that standard chemical potential for a given solute in a particular state are constant at constant temperature. Therefore we can say that mu naught A and mu naught B are constant. Is it clear? So from this, as mu naught A and mu naught B are constant and R is also constant. R is a gas constant. You have already studied this. R is gas constant. So therefore by using this thing I can write natural log AA upon natural log AB is equal to constant. Why? Because in the above equation mu naught B and mu naught A and RT, all three terms are constant. So I can write natural log AA upon AB is equal to constant, and from this I can write AA ratio AB or AA upon AB is equal to constant. Now if solutions are dilute, I have highlighted this in red ink, which I am stressing. I am saying if solutions are dilute, then the activity can be replaced by concentrations. Is it clear? अगर हमारे पास सॉल्यूशंस बहुत डाइल्यूट हो जाएं तो हम एक्टिविटी को कंसंट्रेशन से रिप्लेस कर सकते हैं. सो फिर मैं ऊपर वाली इक्वेशन को लिख सकता हूँ CA अपॉन CB इज इक्वल टू कॉन्स्टेंट, मीन्स रिप्लेसिंग एक्टिविटी बाय concentrations. So activity of solute in solvent A will be replaced by concentration of the solute in A, and activity of solute in solvent B will be replaced by concentration of the solute in solvent B, Cb. So I can write Ca upon Cb is equal to constant, or it is equal to K, which is distribution law. So this is how you can derive distribution law thermodynamically, and this derivation or thermodynamic derivation of distribution law is very important from paper point of view. So that was all about regarding thermodynamic derivation of distribution law.